Welcome to Media Champions. I'm your host, David Benfield. On the show, we speak to media experts from around the country to help make you a media champion. So, joining me from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is my man, Pavel Konoplenko. My bad. Excuse me, Pavel, from Spoiled Media. How you doing today, sir?
Doing excellent. Getting ready for the holidays. Having a good week so far.
Very nice. So, talk to me about Spoiled Media. Why Spoiled Media?
So we launched out of New York back in 2015. This was built out of a community of New Yorkers that I've built out on Facebook. And primarily our audience were millennials. We, at the time, were reaching close to 500,000 millennials through Facebook. So before we launched the company, we had the community. We had to think about what we were going to name Spoiled. And we were thinking about what people are saying about millennials at the time. And the name Spoiled just popped in. And we realized in today's world, we have, especially in New York, we have a lot of access to interesting experiences, elevated opportunities. And that's that idea of being spoiled, and not in a bad way, but in a way that we can have the best for our lives and making the most of our experience.
I love it. So talk to me about talk to me about origin stories. How did you guys come up with Spoiled? What'd you see in the market that made you decide, we got to jump on and start this company?
Yeah. So I come from a creator-centric background. Original startup, we were an arts consultancy. I worked with a lot of creators in New York, videographers, photographers, event creators, DJs. And New York was, the hotspot for media and for the intersection between offline and online experiences. And for a while, we were just posting things to Facebook, sharing cool things going on in New York. And we saw the opportunity to really work directly with brands and companies to talk about their messaging, their positioning, and then actually execute those marketing campaigns against the audience that we built. Because before that, it was, the media model of the time was doing display advertising. And for a while, we were doing that. We were doing an arbitrage between running Facebook campaigns. And that was at a time when Facebook was still friendly with publishers. So you could actually get some decent traffic directly from Facebook. But after the algorithm changes in 2014, 2015, we saw that there was a much bigger opportunity to work directly with brands, to talk to them about doing press events, influencer events, shooting videos, and doing more multi-layered campaigns rather than just the straight display advertising play. So for us, with the audience that we had and some of the expertise that myself and the team had between marketing and positioning, messaging, and doing video production, it kind of all came together with Spoiled Media as a hybrid of this marketing agency and a media company.
So let's talk about some tips, some tricks of the trade for new marketers. So you've been at the game now for a hot minute, and you got your own business, so you have run into all sorts of problems and all sorts of good times as well. So what kind of advice would you give the new guys as they come into the industry in order for them to see similar success as yourself?
Yeah. So when I came into the industry, again, the talk of digital media was Facebook. It was Instagram was starting to become a thing for marketers. The landscape is constantly changing, and I think what we're seeing today is even more accelerated than it was, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. So for anyone coming in today, I think you have to keep an open mind and being open to any new possibilities. Right now, between the privacy changes that Apple is pushing, it's affecting paid media for social, it's affecting email marketing. It's being open to new opportunities. It's knowing that there's no playbook. As much as there's ebooks and guides that you can find online as the perfect playbook for digital marketing, it really doesn't exist anymore. And being able to kind of think outside the box I think is so critical for today's marketers. In my opinion, I feel like Google and Facebook have really trained the generation of digital marketers to think about advertising as kind of the holy grail of marketing, as like the end all be all. But from what we're seeing today, like that's no longer the case. There's ways to create campaigns that go beyond Facebook, go beyond Google, and thinking about things like influencer marketing, live events are coming back, live shopping are becoming a thing again. There's so many ways to really stand out as a brand that doesn't follow an old playbook. So I think the new guys coming into the industry should be completely open to the possibilities that are present today, and find ways to do things differently and not necessarily follow the old playbooks.
Keep your eyes open and always on the lookout for something new and cool. I totally agree. So, Pavel, that's all the time I have for us today. Thank you so very much for joining the show.
Thank you, David.
All right, so if you want to learn more about Spoiled Media, head to dailyadbrief.com. There you can find all kinds of great information, including some extra information to help make you a media champion yourself. Until next time, you guys have a great day. I'm David Benfield. We'll see you.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.